So I keep my hammock all together in the main body. Hennessy Hammocks, they're sort of pretty renowned for, in terms of hammocks, these are what I've seen a lot of expeditions use. They provided us one of these each. So it's obviously got the tarp that Ant's got in his side pooch, and it's got the main hammock itself, which is got a zipped in mozzie net.
Okay.
So it's basically like a cocoon of salvation, really. In terms of waterproof and weatherproof, it's really good. You need a bit of time to get the setup right, but once you've got it dialed in,
it's getting the tension right.
It's getting everything right, and they're pretty good.
First night we slept out in them in Borneo, and we pitched them in the dark.
Yeah, wasn't ideal, was it, mate? We came unstuck there, but also what you can do with them, and it's what I prefer. I'm not a great sleeper in general. I just don't sleep very well.
Right.
And can get his head down anywhere and quickly.
Straight to sleep.
Yeah, in PNG I remember talking about literally this is really dangerous just before we go to bed, worried about the tribe coming and chopping us up or some real dangerous stuff. I'm sort of frantically worrying, getting in my hammock, and then I just hear and you somehow got his head down in 3 minutes. So what I often do with these, and when we can't get them fully hung up, which a lot of the bush material shelters were too weak.
Yeah.
So you can string them up on the floor, and they just act like basically a mozzie net. You can lie on the floor. Yeah. So they're good, robust. We haven't had any problems with them, have we?
No, I've got a couple holes in mine now, but that's just from
wear and tear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they obviously do loads of different variants, but I think these are the pretty solid, robust ones that you'd want in the jungle. So I'd recommend one of them for an expedition. They're pretty good.
Yeah, make sure you put them up for the first time in the
practice. It's like anything.
I was lying miserable, just soaking wet for 3 hours, and I was just like, all right. Somehow Louis managed to stay dry, and he was just going, I'm piss wrapped. Me too. For Papua New Guinea, I was exceptionally brave and ditched my sleeping bag because
you didn't need the insulation. It wasn't.
He's not scared.
Yeah.
Because he's
I
not
was scared.
And to sleep anyway.
Yeah, I packed it today just to show you that I had it, but I took this as well. So there was a couple of occasions in PNG where we were at altitude and I was gibbering. Because I didn't have my bag, and I was literally wearing everything. In my day clothes, just sleeping in them. But that and a tiny little wash bag that's got a toothbrush, a razor, and a bar of soap, and that's it. So for spare clothes, literally one pair, nothing else.
So that's the Rab Boreas, isn't it?
This one.
Yeah. How'd you find those?
They're amazing. PNG's a funny place because obviously the altitude makes everything cold, and in the lower grounds it's red hot. So it's a real odd one to try and regulate properly.
There's no heavy.
There's no middle ground. But they're just an awesome. Obviously long sleeved, pretty thick, so they keep the mosquitoes out. You won't get overly hot, and they've got the long zip, which is good. So they give they're a real good middle ground.
We kind of jokingly call them a base layer cover. Yeah. Because it's kind of like, say, it's not insulating, it's not a base layer, it's just kind of an additional layer. But once you've had one, I mean, I've had a couple of these now for a couple of years, and I just use them all the time. I just find them really useful. You get that UV protection. Keeps the wind off. They're breathable. So it keeps the mozzies out, but you don't overheat in it.
Yeah, they're a real good one to have.
It's kind of a bit of kit you'd never think of buying, but once you've got one.
This for us would be at the end of the day, we'd put it on. If we were walking, it was just this the whole time, because it was just within about 2 minutes you'd just saturated. So we didn't need, even at altitude, we didn't need to wear any extra, but it was good for me.
So the top you got on there, that's the Rab interval top, isn't it? So how did you find that? Because the thing that, I guess you're wearing these day in, day out. You're not washing them.
We wash them in the rivers.
Okay.
Wash them in the rivers, wring them out. So end of the day for us, we normally try and find somewhere to wash before we do anything else. And we wash our bodies. We wash our bodies and our. I've still got this. Yeah. I think this is from PNG still. Yeah. Just nice. With this soap. And we just wring it through and then hang them up probably put them on in the morning.
Right.
If we're at altitude, they'd still be down, still be wet.
Yeah.
But like UV wise, right?
Obviously, for me, UV's important, and I'll be covered the whole time, and I'll have his sleeves up and shorts on.
Yeah.
I was worried before we used some sort of thicker cotton shirts in Borneo, and I was concerned about the UV protection with these, because if you stretch them and hold them up to the light, you can see. I was concerned, but I didn't get burnt at all, so they gave me full protection. In terms of getting wet and drying, they're good, really good. They get wet, you can squeeze them out and they'll dry real quick. They're lightweight, the UV protection's brilliant. The only thing I'd say for the jungle and the terms of like expeditions that we're doing, they're quite, they're not that durable.
Yeah.
So
you've got some wear on the front there.
Yeah, the waist strap from my Bergen's just starting to wear a hole in. There's a bit of stitching coming away there, but I presume that they're not designed specifically for jungle.
No, but given that the kind of use you put that through is probably equivalent to the average person's lifetime of use.
Easy.
That's pretty outstanding.
Yeah, I'd agree. They stood up really well.
800 kilometres across Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a bit of wear on the front.
Small hole and a little bit there. Yeah.
And they've also got a polygene treatment, which is this antibacterial. So I was just wondering if did they stink? Obviously, you guys stunk, I guess.
Yeah, we stunk.
They didn't smell, but we were really regimented about washing everything at the end of the day. Because
it was going to rot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's rotten. You're gonna, all your little cuts get infected and stuff like that. So that was.
Yeah, but we didn't get. So, like I said, the Bergens didn't cause us any rubbing, which in turn didn't give the opportunity for infection to set in.
Yeah.
Likewise with the shirts. We didn't get any real rubbing or sore spots from the shirts, so that preventing the opportunity for infection is the key.
Yeah.
And these two bits of kit combined did that well.
So it's not just about the kit keeping you comfortable, it's actually sort of from a medical safety point of view, it's going to improve your well-being.
So that was what we had on our tops when we were yomping. I had a set of these bottoms on. Like I said, Ant cracks his shorts, the lunatic, through whatever terrain, no matter how spiky it is, he stays with the shorts. I go for the long variant. So same with these, they were brilliant in terms of UV protection. I didn't get any burns on my legs or anything. And they were really good in terms of drying. I mean, they literally, you get out of a river, yomp for 10 minutes and the knees will start drying already. Like, they dry real quick. The only thing I would say about these trousers from a negative standpoint when you're in the jungle specifically is they could do with some form of tie on the bottom,
some closure,
something to button it up, to secure it around boots to stop the leeches getting in. I did cuff that by threading some paracord through, and that was all right. And the second is the pockets, you can't zip them closed.
Right.
And when you're crossing there, this has got a little zip in for your goodies, and that's good. But because you can't zip them closed, when you cross in a fast-flowing river, it acts like a sail. And I was just like, and I mean that's got a big pocket. There's probably a litre or two of water in there. And I was finding it mega hard to cross the rivers. So I was starting to cross the rivers holding my pockets down. So I think if they could bang a zip in there and some ties on the bottom, they'd be the perfect jungle trousers. But again, I'm sure they're not specifically designed for the jungle. To be fair,
most people who are yomping around the Brecon Beacons or Snowdonia are wading through rivers and tackling leeches. So
if you're not planning on
crossing
crossing the map anytime soon, pick yourself up a pair.
And I literally don't think there's a scratch on these at all.
No, they've done really well. I mean, that's a really tightly woven nylon fabric, so it's a tough fabric despite its weight.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing on them, not even I mean, they look close to new, so it goes to show how robust they are.
Yeah.
How did your shorts get on, mate?
Fine, yeah. I'm much more comfortable in shorts, so. And
so the big question is this is the bit of kit that most people ignore. You know, they spend loads of money on sort of techie kit, and then they've got their cotton briefs on and wonder why things get a bit sore and chafed and nasty. Yeah.
So these are obviously from a company called Chimera.
Yeah.
They specialise in making sportswear. There's basically a lot of science behind this. It's too clever for me, but check it out on their website. It's clever technology. But I mean, I've worn these for the Borneo crossing and the PNG crossing, day in, day out, and no rashes, no infections, zero. We'll often crack about in these as well when we
wash our dry rig.
When we wash our dry rig.
So we just have them on.
Yeah.
And I think they're just brilliant.
Yeah, they are good. I've never, always gone commando.
Right.
Always, like, without, any exception. But every now and again, you get chafing and stuff like that. But I've not had chafing once with these.
No.
These use like an infrared technology in the fabric, don't they, to encourage blood flow and muscle stimulation. Yeah. And like you said, it's all over my head.
Yeah. It's very techie stuff.
Very techie stuff.
There's some science behind it, and I believe
they work.
Yeah, they
work.
Promote recovery.
Yeah.
I believe it's a big thing about recovery. Once you've finished exercise, if you've got a set of these on, it's
do really like oxygenation of the muscles and things, isn't it? Yeah.
But for us,
the main things for chafing for us was like when you gooch chase it's
a game changer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And these are a winner. They also do leggings and tops and stuff. So I'd recommend them for an undergarment.
Yeah.
For that sort of thing.
And for us, with regards to the chafing, if we have open sores or any kind of
broken skin.
That's it. It's complete admin for us to keep on top of that out in the jungle, because stuff starts to rot and go infected, as we found out towards the end of Papua New Guinea, when Louis cut his toe open.
That was a nice experience. Still had a good maybe 80k of yolk left.
Really?
That was nice.
But it was literally he did it, and then the following morning completely infected.
Really?
So it was like
it's that environment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's damp, it's warm, it's
gritty,
full of bugs and grit.
Yeah.
It's just a perfect breeding ground.
As as nice as it is for us to say, it's good for no chafing. That is huge for us.
Yeah.
I agree.